Renato Moicano rejects $200,000 UFC settlement on principle last month. Headlines were buzzing after it was revealed that Renato Moicano rejected a $200,000 payout he was legally entitled to from the Lee vs. UFC antitrust settlement. While many fighters, particularly those still active, were rumored to be hesitant about accepting the settlement due to fear of UFC retaliation, Renato's decision came from a very different place, his principles. This week, during an appearance on the MMA Hour with Eyeryone, Renato explained why he walked away from the money, making it clear that his decision wasn't about fear, but about integrity. "I base the stuff that I do based on principles, and that's hard," he said. "I like money, but I would never rob a bank. I would never go against my word just to get money. That's my whole point." Renato didn't hold back. He openly criticized fighters who took the UFC's deal after initially filing the lawsuit. When these people signed with the UFC, they were happy. 10 years later, they say, "No, I was not happy. I was abused." And then when they have the chance to keep going with the lawsuit, they dropped it because they took the settlement. He argued that by taking the money and walking away from the case, those fighters essentially gave the UFC a free pass. So, they got the money and the lawsuit is gone. Guess what? UFC will continue doing the same thing that you've been complaining about. Despite rejecting a substantial sum, Renato also made it clear that he isn't a fan of the UFC either. "At the end of the day, the company only cares about profit," he stated bluntly. In an unexpected twist, Hunter Campbell, one of the UFC's top executives, executives reached out to Renato personally, trying to persuade him to claim the settlement money. That move suggests the UFC may have seen value in smoothing things over to avoid public backlash. But Renato stood firm, declaring that his values matter more than any paycheck. Now, the story is taking a new turn. Some fans are speculating whether Renato's public stance, whether or not it was intended as loyalty to the UFC, might earn him favor behind the scenes. Could this principled stand lead to a performance bonus in his next fight, or perhaps a favorable matchup from the matchmakers? It wouldn't be the first time a fighter gained backstage respect from the UFC brass by playing the long game. Still, rejecting $200,000 is an incredibly bold move, one that few fighters would dare to consider. Whether you agree with Renato's decision or not, it's hard not to admire his willingness to stand by his beliefs in an industry where money often speaks louder than anything else. As for how the UFC will respond, only time will tell. Before we move on to our next story, we have one quick request. We're always working hard to bring you better content and earn your support. If you enjoyed this video, please take a moment to like it, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Ilia Topuria's secret weapon. How science and precision set him apart in MMA. Ilia Topuria's rise in the MMA world has left fans and analysts asking the same question. What makes him so exceptional? We've all witnessed his explosive knockouts, his lightning-fast speed, and his calm, calculated presence inside the octagon. But there's always been an undeniable X-factor, a mysterious edge that separates him from the rest of the division. Now, that mystery may finally be solved. Topuria's physiotherapy and performance coach, Joseph Caballero, recently pulled back the curtain, and what he revealed is nothing short of groundbreaking. According to Caballero, Ilia isn't just an elite athlete, he's pioneering a new era of sports science and MMA. Unlike most fighters, Topuria is applying cutting-edge training methods more commonly seen in world-class football clubs and Olympic programs. We're talking about science-driven, data-backed, precision-focused systems that are meticulously designed for peak performance. And according to Caballero, no other fighter in MMA is operating at this level. Ilia has essentially taken the best of evidence-based performance technology, from strength development and injury prevention to cognitive training and neuromuscular stimulation, and tailored it specifically for combat sports. Every element of his preparation is tracked, measured, and optimized to push the limits of human potential. In fact, Caballero says that in over a decade of working with top-tier athletes, including elite footballers, Ilia's cognitive and reaction scores are the highest he has ever recorded. That includes athletes known globally for their explosive speed and quick decision-making. Ilia's numbers. Even better. What truly separates him, however, is his decision-making under pressure. According to Caballero, Ilia processes chaos better than any athlete he's ever worked with. His mind remains sharp, adaptive, and composed not just from fight to fight, but week to week. His learning curve is so steep that even his coaching staff is forced to evolve constantly just to keep pace with him. Think about that. His coaches have to level up because Ilia's growth is that rapid. When it comes to his move up to the lightweight division, it wasn't a simple case of bulking up. It was done with surgical precision. Ilia gained muscle mass, maintained his speed, and increased his power, all while staying in peak physical condition. His transformation wasn't just physical, it was neurological. His body didn't just get stronger, it became more intelligent, more efficient. The team even employs advanced neuromuscular activation protocols right after weight cuts up to fight day itself to ensure Ilia's brain and body are perfectly synced. This includes everything from visual stimulation and muscle tuning to real-time performance tracking. And here's perhaps the most astonishing fact. Ilia Topuria has never suffered a major injury in his entire career. That's not luck, it's the result of meticulous, science-based preparation. According to Caballero, they treat his body with the same level of care and intensity as if he were already injured, always staying ahead of the curve to protect the machine they've built. So, if you thought Ilia was simply riding a wave of natural talent, think again. He's the complete package: science, mindset, discipline, and evolution. In every way that matters, Ilia Topuria is ahead of his time. Du Plessis prepares for war against Khamzat. Chimaev. Being held down is not an option. Dricus Du Plessis is gearing up for the most pivotal fight of his career, and he knows exactly what he's walking into. In a recent interview, Du Plessis opened up about the toughest opponent he's faced so far, and surprisingly, it's not the undefeated Khamzat Chimaev. According to the South African contender, the fighter who truly pushed him mentally and emotionally was none other than Israel Adesanya. Du Plessis admitted that Adesanya was the only fighter who ever made him feel nervous going into a fight. Israel is unpredictable, sharp, and dangerous at all times, he said. For years, Du Plessis watched and studied Adesanya's fighting style. Israel wasn't just a champion, he was the benchmark for elite middleweights. Even though Adesanya is currently riding a 3-fight losing streak and has no official matchup booked, Du Plessis still holds immense respect for what he's accomplished inside the octagon. As of now, rumors suggest Adesanya could rematch either Sean Strickland or Paulo Costa, but nothing is confirmed. Meanwhile, the spotlight has shifted, and it's now firmly on Du Plessis as he prepares for a showdown with the undefeated Chechen force, Khamzat Chimaev, at UFC 319. This fight has fans buzzing with anticipation. The tension between these two warriors has escalated beyond typical pre-fight hype, reaching a boiling point with even death threats exchanged in public. The animosity is real, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Du Plessis isn't shying away from the challenge. In fact, he's brutally honest about what's likely to happen in the fight. He acknowledges that Khamzat will almost certainly take him down at some point, but he also made one thing crystal clear: being held down is not an option. "I'm not going to sit there and let Khamzat grind out a boring win," Du Plessis declared. "I'll get back up, I'll fight back, and I'll make it a war." Reflecting on his past battles, Du Plessis explained, "My toughest opponent to date? That's a very open-ended question, because there were fights that were the hardest for different reasons. But I have to say, Israel was the best guy I've faced in his specific area. That was probably the fight I was most nervous for, just in terms of how good he is. He can catch you with anything, anytime. All that time I spent looking up to him, studying him, knowing what he's capable of. Think he's the best guy I've faced. And if you watch that fight, it was one hell of a battle. A tough night at the office for both of us." He went on to mention that in terms of sheer toughness, he'd give the nod to either Brad Tavares or Sean Strickland due to the insane amount of damage they absorbed while still pushing forward. Whether or not Du Plessis can withstand Khamzat's relentless grappling assault is still unknown. But one thing is certain: he's not coming to survive, he's coming to fight. UFC 319 is shaping up to be an all-out war, and Du Plessis has no intention of backing down. Khamzat Chimaev's shocking transformation has the MMA world buzzing ahead of UFC 319. The MMA community is in a frenzy as footage and images of Khamzat Chimaev's insane body transformation go viral ahead of his highly anticipated showdown with Dricus Du Plessis at UFC 319. For months, fans and analysts have raised concerns about Chimaev's cardio. Despite his dominance in the early rounds, he's been known to slow down after the first weather due to a high-octane pace, adrenaline dump, or underestimating his opponent's gas tanks. It was widely seen as the one potential hole in his game, but that narrative may be about to change. This time, Chimaev has taken his training to a completely new level. He's been putting in serious work alongside elite athletes like Arman Tsarukyan and Aaron Pico, two fighters known for their relentless work ethic and high-endurance conditioning. According to insiders, this camp has focused almost exclusively on transforming Khamzat into a fighter capable of going deep into championship rounds. In one now viral clip, Chimaev is seen sprinting up steep hills with Pico by his side. No breaks, no slowdowns, just brutal cardio drills that left fans stunned. In another social media post, Chimaev appears shirtless before a sparring session, revealing a leaner, more chiseled physique. Gone is the slightly softer look seen in previous camps. In its place is a shredded, powerful frame that screams elite conditioning. The internet exploded with reactions. One fan posted, "Chimaev is locked in training hard with his eyes on the title." Another wrote, "UFC 319 will be the night the real beast is unleashed." But not everyone was convinced. Critics questioned whether the new muscle mass would hurt his weight cut or limit his endurance. "He better be in shape. Gassing out against Du Plessis would be a nightmare," one fan warned. Others commented on his size, writing things like, "He looks too big. Cutting weight will be crazy this time." There were also tactical concerns. Many pointed out Chimaev's signature, explosiveness in round 1, and whether that high output could backfire if the fight goes long. "He goes super hard early. If he can't finish Du Plessis in round 1, he might be in trouble," a fan commented. Others are banking on Du Plessis outlasting him, predicting Du Plessis by cardio. Round 4, mark my words. Still, even longtime doubters admit there's something different about this camp. It's clear that Chimaev has heard the criticism and, instead of ignoring it, he's chosen to face it head-on. The miles, the hill sprints, the grueling rounds, all signs point to a man with something to prove, and everything to lose. Whether this dramatic transformation will translate to victory remains to be seen. But one thing is certain, Khamzat Chimaev is training like a man possessed, and that is a terrifying prospect for anyone standing across from him on fight night. Ranier D. Ritter, RDR, is not interested in a fight with Paulo Costa, and even laughed at the idea. Despite Costa's recent victory over Roman Kopylov, it doesn't appear he's done enough to impress the division's top-ranked middleweights, not someone like RDR. Costa, a former title challenger, currently sits at number 12 in the UFC middleweight rankings and holds a 1-2 record in his last 3 outings. While his performances have been entertaining, they've lacked consistency. That inconsistency might be the reason RDR is brushing him off. Interestingly, the supposed back and forth between RDR and Costa didn't even involve the real RDR. A bizarre twist. Costa launched a social media rant aimed at a fake RDR account, completely unaware he was beefing with an imposter. Fans quickly realized Costa was engaging with a parody profile, making the situation even more comical. RDR has since responded to the call-out and made it clear he's not taking the situation seriously. In a recent interview with MMA Fighting, RDR shut things down with a playful jab, saying he really wants that fight. "I think he really wants to set something up. Keep trying, Paulo, you'll get there." There's a clear tone of amusement in RDR's response. He's not only unbothered by Costa's antics, but seems genuinely entertained by them. While he acknowledged that the build-up to a potential fight with Costa, who's known for his wild trash talk and meme-worthy moments, would be fun, RDR emphasized that, competitively, Costa just isn't at the level required. It would be fun in the build-up, the press conference, and everything because Paulo is a character. But right now, I don't think he's there, RDR said. It's a fair assessment. While Costa remains a fan favorite and draws attention, RDR is focused on climbing toward a title shot. A matchup with someone outside the top 10 doesn't align with that goal. Currently, ranked number 5 in the division, RDR is seeking fights that will either solidify his place in the top 5 or catapult him into title contention. As for Costa, he'll likely need to pick up another win, preferably against a top 10 opponent, before he can realistically start calling out fighters like RDR, and if he wants to avoid getting trolled by fake accounts in the future, he might want to double-check who he's tweeting at next time. Until then, a fight between Costa and RDR remains a fantasy and not one that RDR seems particularly interested in entertaining. Dana White has finally broken his silence on Ilia Topuria's next fight. Dan, the MMA world is buzzing. It all started when Chael Sonnen made a bold claim during an interview with Mike Bone. According to Chael, Ilia Topuria vs Arman Tsarukyan is 100% the plan for the UFC lightweight title. As expected, that statement set the internet on fire. But let's be honest, it's Chael. He's a headline machine. The guy talks big, makes bold statements, and half the time it's hard to tell what's legit and what's just Chael being Chael. But then things took a massive turn. Arman Tsarukyan himself confirmed that there's real fire behind the smoke. In a recent interview with Kamil Gadiv, Arman dropped a bombshell. When asked why he hasn't taken another fight, perhaps a title eliminator, Arman revealed the UFC won't let him. Why? Because, according to him, they're already preparing him for a title shot. Tsarukyan says he's had private conversations with Dana White and UFC matchmakers. In those talks, they made it crystal clear. He's next. No backup fight, no interim title, no eliminator, just one thing on the table. A title fight against Ilia Topuria. This isn't just speculation anymore, it's strategic. It's coming straight from the top of the UFC. And now, the narrative has serious credibility if Arman is telling the truth, and there's no reason to believe he isn't. We're about to witness Ilia Topuria's first title defense against one of the most dangerous grappler strikers in the division. Let that sink in. Ilia Topuria, the undefeated champion, who shocked the world by dismantling Alexander Volkanovski, is now preparing to defend his belt at lightweight against a hungry, highly skilled Arman Tsarukyan. This matchup is insane. Power, precision, pressure. This fight has it all, and the buzz is already building. Topuria's fans are still riding high after his dominant performance at UFC 298, but Tsarukyan is coming in hot. Fresh off statement victories over Benal Dariush and Charles Oliveira, he's never looked better. This clash could define the next generation of UFC superstars. So, the big question now is, will the UFC make it official? Because if they do, we are in for an absolute war. Stay tuned, this one might be coming sooner than anyone expected.